As the conflict in the east of Ukraine continues, many thousands of the civilians caught up in it continue to rely on UN agencies and other charities to get by. But now the de facto separatist authority in the eastern region of Luhansk has told 9 of those charities and a host of UN agencies to stop their work. The UN's emergency relief coordinator has expressed alarm that 150,000 people in the region now won't be getting food aid. And as a result of that, 1.3 million people's access to water may now also be at risk. Well, Neal Walker is the UN humanitarian coordinator in Kiev, the highest ranking UN humanitarian official in the country, and he joins me now. Neal Walker, just how serious do you think this development is? How concerned are you?
Well, we're deeply concerned about this development, but we're also engaged as we speak in negotiations to ensure that we're able to continue to provide critical life-saving humanitarian support in all parts of the country, and particularly where we face the problem right now is in non-government controlled areas.
Right. I mean, just talk to me about specific impacts that you, if all of these people are kicked out, the specific impacts that you fear will be felt by the civilians in the Luhansk area.
There are 4 million people at risk in both, counting here, both Donetsk and Lugansk. We're talking 2 million in the non-government controlled areas and 1 million each on each side of the contact line between government forces and the separatist forces. This means that with an upcoming winter, you can imagine severe shortages of food, shelter, medicines in particular. This is actually a crisis which can be averted.
Have they explained to you, the de facto separatist authorities in Luhansk, have they explained to you why they've done this?
Well, they've been asking for registration in forms. We haven't really got a satisfactory explanation on this. Essentially, we continue to negotiate with them for the access for the operation of humanitarian action, but since 21st of July, we've been unable to get through, with the exception of one convoy of 13 trucks that went through at the end of August with basically with shelter supplies to the town of Horlivka.
I think colleagues of yours have talked about potential shortages in hospitals. They've talked about very serious alarm. Are we saying if this move goes through and all of these people are kicked out, that lives are at risk?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And how many?
Well, as I said, we have 4 million people, at risk. We are targeting 3.2 million with the combined humanitarian actors humanitarian response plan. So, in our view, you can accept for perhaps almost 1 million of that is in government-controlled areas where we have good access. So let us say approximately between 2 and 2.5 million people face severe problems of shelter, food, and medicine, and this will only get worse as the winter approaches.
All right. Well, Neal Walker, we appreciate you giving us the latest from Kiev. Thanks for joining us on GMT.
Yeah, my pleasure.